Wars are violent, wars are destructive, and wars can last a long time. Some wars last years. World War II lasted 6 years. Some last decades, like the 30 Years' War. But some wars are over almost before they begin. This is the story of the shortest war in history. It took place on an island, thousands of miles from the battlefields of France. On a hot August day in 1896, two powerful empires clashed for less than an hour. This is the Anglo-Zanzibar War. Let's learn why this bizarre, short, and tragic conflict happened. Zanzibar. The name conjures up images of exotic spices, beautiful beaches, and bustling trade routes. This island, with its rich history and vibrant culture, has always been a place of fascination and allure. For centuries, the island of Zanzibar, off the coast of East Africa, was a central hub for trade between Africa, the Middle East, and Asia. Its strategic location made it a melting pot of cultures and a vital link in the trade networks of the ancient world. Zanzibar was known for its spices, especially cloves. The island's fertile soil and tropical climate made it an ideal place for growing a variety of spices, which were highly sought after in global markets. It was called the Jewel of Africa, not just for its natural beauty, but also for its economic importance and cultural richness. But this beautiful island was caught in a struggle for power between two empires, Britain and Germany. Both nations recognized Zanzibar's strategic importance and were eager to control it. Britain had been interested in Zanzibar since the late 1700s. The British saw the island as a key to expanding their influence in the region. The British wanted to control the trade routes in the Indian Ocean, and Zanzibar was perfectly positioned. Its location allowed for control over the flow of goods and resources between continents. The island became a British protectorate. This status meant that while Zanzibar retained its own local government, Britain had significant control over its foreign policy and trade. This meant it was an independent country, but Britain controlled its foreign affairs. The relationship between Zanzibar and Britain was complex, marked by both cooperation and tension. The Sultan of Zanzibar, Hamad bin Thuwaini, had been friendly to the British. His reign was marked by cooperation and mutual respect, which helped maintain a delicate balance of power in the region. But when he died on August 25, 1896, the political landscape of Zanzibar changed dramatically. His cousin, Khalid bin Bargash, seized power in a swift and unexpected move, hoping to continue the legacy of his predecessor. There was one problem: the British wanted someone else on the throne, someone they believed would be more compliant and easier to control. They had already chosen their preferred candidate, someone who would align more closely with their interests and policies. Khalid bin Bargash knew the British were unhappy with his sudden rise to power. He understood the implications of their discontent. Despite the looming threat, he decided to make a stand. He was determined to assert his right to rule and protect his sovereignty. He gathered his forces, about 3,000 men, and prepared for a fight. His resolve was unshakable, even in the face of overwhelming odds. The small army began to fortify their positions, readying themselves for the inevitable conflict that was about to unfold. Khalid knew he was outmatched, but he was determined to defend his claim to the throne. His courage and determination were unwavering. The British gave Khalid an ultimatum: surrender by 9 a.m. on August 27th or face the consequences. The clock was ticking, and the fate of Zanzibar hung in the balance. Section 4. August 27, 1896. At precisely 9 o'clock in the morning on August 27, 1896, the British warships in Zanzibar's harbor opened fire. The bombardment was fierce, targeting the Sultan's palace and the harbor defenses. The Zanzibari forces, armed with outdated weapons, put up a brave fight but were no match for the superior British firepower. The Sultan's palace was destroyed and his artillery was silenced. The fighting lasted just 38 minutes. Section 5. A moment in history. The Anglo-Zanzibar War is widely considered the shortest war in history. It lasted between 38 and 45 minutes on the morning of August 27, 1896. The conflict was a result of a power struggle following the death of the pro-British Sultan Hamad bin Thuwaini. At least 500 Zanzibari soldiers and civilians were killed. The bombardment by British naval forces was relentless and overwhelming, leading to significant destruction and loss of life. There was only one British casualty. This stark contrast in casualties highlights the imbalance of power, and the devastating impact of colonial military might. Khalid bin Bargash escaped and fled to German East Africa, where he lived in exile for nearly 20 years. His escape marked the end of the brief but intense conflict. The short conflict cemented British dominance in the region. Zanzibar became a British protectorate, and the British influence over East Africa was solidified. It also highlighted the vast technological gap between European powers and many African nations at the time. The British forces were equipped with modern weaponry, while the Zanzibari defenders had outdated arms. The Anglo-Zanzibar War is a small footnote in history. Despite its brevity, it serves as a poignant example of the era's geopolitical dynamics and the often overlooked conflicts that shaped the modern world. However, it is a stark reminder of the human cost of colonialism and the brutal efficiency of modern warfare. The war's legacy is a testament to the enduring impact of colonial ambitions and the suffering they inflicted on countless lives.